Hello again, everyone. Edwin Lerner back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the Midheaven Sextile, or Trine, the South Node in the natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in the natal chart. They're a little bit concise. Some people may refer to them as snappy. So what I decided to do is make another series on them, in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is if you have the Midheaven Sextile or Trine, the South Node in the natal chart, one way it may manifest is that the career, which is the Midheaven, may be beneficial to your past. It may have been prominent in your past, or maybe it was beneficial in terms of the connections you had in your past, or making those connections in your past during that first half of life. Basically, which would be up to like age 30 or 35. If the Midheaven is in Aries, as an example, that career may have been attained with a lot of aggression, initiative. Well, a lot of it could be impatience as well. May have been attained with little hesitation or procrastination, and enthusiasm may also have been connected with something Aries related. Whether it could be doing something pioneering or innovative, or may have been associated with speech therapy or physiology, the military, sports, doing something connected with welding, arson investigation, law enforcement, surgery, something that may have involved leadership prowess and ability, as some examples. Also, another way that these aspects may be expressed in the natal chart is that the success one may attain, which is the Midheaven, may have been done readily and easily during that first half of life, which is the South Node. Now, let's say if the Midheaven is in Capricorn, as an example, one may have attained success doing something connected with the government or politics or architecture, construction, information technology, dentistry, accounting, masonry, general mundane work, timekeeping, as some examples. And also, too, these aspects can indicate readily finding the ambition, which is the Midheaven, doing what you're naturally proficient in, which is the South Node. Now, if the South Node, say, is in Libra, as an example, what things you're naturally proficient in can include, negotiating or doing something with arbitration or mediation. Maybe it could be something with the law or art. Art can cover a wide divergence of things, whether it's drawing, painting, or sculpting. As some examples, doing something with the law. Things that involve balance, one way or the other. And also, too, speaking of balance, you may easily balance activities that are associated with the livelihood and business, which is the Midheaven, and the things that you're just naturally good at, which is the South Node. So one is less likely to conflict or clash with the other. Now, if the Midheaven is in Taurus, as an example, that livelihood business may be associated with geology, carpet laying, architecture, agriculture, farming, gardening, cultivation, art, music, finance. It could be work involving stocks, or working as a pawnbroker. And the livelihood may be attained, or even business, being if the Midheaven is in Taurus, may be attained in a very methodical, deliberate, and plotting manner. Now, also, too, the same may apply as far as the dominant parent, which is often the father, which is the Midheaven, and those that may have played an integral role in your past, which is the South Node. So what I'm saying is, as far as balancing activities with those people, and one would less likely conflict or clash with the other. Now, if you have say the South Node, in Gemini, as an example, or more of those people that played an integral role in your past may actually be a Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be people that are multifaceted, versatile, dexterous, loquacious, adaptable, talkative, clever, shrewd, witty, but at the same time may also be very mercurial and contradictory, and they have a tendency to gossip as well. Also, to the dominant parent, older people and authority figures, which is the midheaven, may be advantageous in the expression of your natural built-in abilities, which is the south node. So, if the south node, say, is in Leo as an example, those natural built-in abilities may include, maybe it's connected with acting or ability to entertain, perform, working with children, creativity, sports. Maybe it has to do with product demonstration, even things that have may even involve being somewhat flamboyant, attention-seeking ventures, as some examples. And also too, another way these aspects may manifest in a natal chart is that overdeveloped and redundant qualities, which is the south node, less likely could have an adverse effect on one's public image and reputation, which is the midheaven. So, say if the south node is an Aquarius as an example, there may be overdeveloped and redundant qualities can be just trying to be exceptionally unique for the sake of being unique, being unorthodox for the sake of being so, maybe just overly eccentric or bizarre, type, behavior. If the south node is in Virgo is another example. It could be, analyzing things, to the point of over-analysis, to the point where they don't need to be analyzed. It's like seeing the Dwad within the Dwad in an astrological placement, as an example. And also to, superiors, which is the midheaven, may be auspicious in what you need to leave behind, which is the south node. Now, if you have the, let's say, the south node in Scorpio as an example, what you may need to leave behind. Maybe there's some manipulative or jealous tendencies, or it may be matters connected with support, whether it's helping support others or receiving support from, other people. Maybe it has to do with being crisis-ridden, constantly dealing with crisis and upheaval in one's life, or maybe there's some controlling energy that you need to leave behind, as some examples. And also, too, people prominent in your past, which is the south node, may be in agreement with those qualities that are difficult to suppress, which is the midheaven. Now, let's say, the midheaven is in Virgo as an example. Some of those qualities that are difficult to suppress can include being systematic, methodical, punctual, reliable, articulate, intellectual, cerebral, analytical, detail-oriented, as organized, neat, clean, as some examples. And also, too, in a past life, and of course, in respect to those that may believe in this, in a past life, which is the south node, you may have been someone that easily and readily flourished in business and attaining greater social status and stature in life, which is the midheaven. Now, let's say, if the midheaven is in Pisces as an example, business you may have flourished in, maybe have been connected with, something with poetry or dancing, photography, something with spirituality, oceanography, anesthesiology, chemistry, or the metaphysical, which includes astrology, social status and attaining a greater social status and stature in life may have been done with much idealism, as well, and being very inspired, in doing so as an example. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Leonard saying, stay well.